Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot, Wednesday, the peak of the week. Gosh, I'm not even a mere glance towards the moon diary at the moment. It's actually not raining much. Yes, moon in Sagittarius. Well, that's always nice, isn't it? And it's Wednesday and it's the peak of the week. Maybe they should put that, you know, if I did a moon diary, it'd be like the peak of the week. And then Tuesday, it's always Tuesday. Yes. Have you got any thoughts on things I could put for other days? Like, what do you think of Thursday? I always think of Thursday in fond ways. Like, I don't know, just in a sort of, oh, Thursday, you know? Thursday. Right, we're having a bit of weather. Half price also, because I bought it when I bought that other one. The one, the lexicography one. They were both half price and sale from Waterstones. Anyhow, okay, February weather, like we don't know already. From winds blowing through the bare trees and rain lashing at the window panes to blankets of snowdrops in full bloom, steeped in bright winter sunshine. Ooh, it's quite lyrical. February's weather can be very mixed. As winter draws to a close, the weather in its final month is often dictated by the position of the jet stream. My mum talks about the jet stream a lot. It's the kind of thing, even though I'm no longer a young one, you used to hear your parents, didn't you? Or older people would be like, oh yes, that jet stream's lingering, you know, or whatever it was. I know, and she does, and I still don't really know what it is. Strongest in winter, the jet stream, thanks to temperature difference between the equator and the North Pole. It's responsible for bringing wet weather in the form of low pressure systems in from the Atlantic. See, they say that, don't they? Coming in, the weather lady will go, coming in from the Atlantic. I think I'd always wanted to be a weather girl, actually. I would have liked to have done it when they had the magnetic stickers, though. It's all a little bit green screen now, isn't it? Like, we have a woman on the BBC called Carol, who I love. And she's sort of, there's like stuff happening behind her and she's like intimating towards it. But it was so much easier when they just had a board and they could slap a sticker. This is just for me. Because very often I watch the weather and, like, you know, you see like a thermal stuff. There's red, there's green, there's blue. And it will smudge over different parts of your county or your country or whatever. And you go, oh yeah, thermals, Atlantic. What's that thing called? Jet stream. And then I turn away and I've completely forgotten all of it. Whereas if they just had, like, they used to have stickers, just had boom, sun. Or they had sun with a rain and a thing. You know, it was very simple. Anyway, bring back weather stickers, that's what I'm saying. Therefore, when the jet stream is directly over the UK, we tend to see mild and wet weather. The winter of 2014 was one such wet and windy weather. From late January to mid-February, 6 major storms hit in intervals of 2 or 3 days. Oh my lord. With those, I'm almost saying I was here for this. Those arriving in February being particularly severe. It was the wettest winter on record, with major flooding issues across the UK. I think this might be, 2026 might be competing for that title. The series of deep depressions was associated with an unusually powerful jet stream driven by a strong temperature contrast across North America. If the jet stream slips southwards, the UK can be plunged into cold air and often settles weather on the northern side of the jet. You can now bore people shitless with your knowledge of the jet stream after today. The reverse is also true. Should the jet stream be positioned well to the north of the UK, settled weather will also prevail but will be milder. That sounds good. Research into how climate change will affect the jet stream is of great importance. There's lots of debate over the results. Some suggest the rapidly warming poles may weaken the jet stream as the temperature contrast between the equator and high latitudes lessens, maths face. In this scenario, the jet stream would slow, buckle and become more wavy, leading to a greater chance of blocking highs. In winter, this can bring long spells of very cold weather. That's as much as I can contain. I might do the second half tomorrow of that, but I will give you the weather word of the day, which is dreich. D-R-E-I-C-H, Scottish, 15th century, dreary, cheerless and bleak, sometimes with the implication that the rain is fine, but falling densely and continuously. Yes! Does that mean it can be drakely? The rain is falling drakely. Drakely. Anyway, today we're having Tarot of the Golden Wheel. Love this deck. Also, after yesterday's sort of OnlyFans Tarot of the Old Path, I'm going for something that definitely has none, because then I don't have to work so hard at it, as the actress said to the bishop. Okay. What do we need to know, please? What do we need to know? Peak of the week. Oh, hello. Hello. Oh, God. Okay. Oof. Oof. This is tarot by noises. Oof. 5 cards today, I reckons. Oh, I love that one. I think is that the one on the back of the box? No. Why do I resonate so much with that then? That's weird. Anyway. First card, 9 of Swords. Worry. Worry. When we have the 9 of Swords, it's a bit like the Swords of Damocles hanging over your head. So it's not so much, itchy nose, worrying about things that have actually happened. It's very much projecting. It's going to get really sunny. I think the actual sun is going to come out and blind us all, because when the sun comes out, well, for one, I'm not used to it, and 2, it will shine on the camera. If it does, I'll go on to the other camera. So this is the 4 a.m. card. It's the worry card. It's the up, you know, what about this? What about that? What about this? What about that? Largely nonsensical at that time in the morning. You never have a good thought at that time in the morning. You feel like you have a revelation. Fair dues, write it down if you do, but in the morning sometimes you look at it and you're like, what was that? So you don't have to solve this, but just accept and bear in mind, I think, that it's projected and that your thoughts and your worries are not necessarily founded in reality. Okay? Then we have the 8 of Wands, which I think is Mercury in Sagittarius. So it's movement, it's action. It can also be with the 8 of Wands communication, which is nice. Something happening that breaks this spell of tension and this feeling of, you know, what about this? I'll have to do that. And if I don't do that, then I will do this. And if they say that, then I'll do that. And if they don't say that, I'll do the other. It's more of a breakthrough. You can see it in the card. Sometimes this means that you get some information, you get a message, or just that you work it out and things move. It's movement. 8s are always movement, and that's a very welcome one. And then we have the 2 of Wands, as we had yesterday. And this is about dynamic decision making, which again is nothing like that where you sit still and think. It's where you're moving and you're making literally your decisions on the hoof, on the fly. You're doing it. 2s are often about decision making, and the 2 of Wands is like fiery decision making. So I quite like that. I also like that the next card we get is the 6 of Swords, which means that the decisions and the action that you take based on those decisions makes you move forward with something out of potentially choppy water, or maybe you're just going round and round in the boat, to something where you go forward. And then we have the 9 of Cups. This is the card that I thought I'd seen before, the man with the wolf cut, very nice. Jupiter in Pisces. getting what you want, being satisfied with something. I like that. I very much like that we started with the Nine of Swords and that we ended on the Nine of Cups. That's nice, isn't it? That's the kind of progression we want to see, and we will ask no more questions about it. Leave me a comment. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.